Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni. In our last lecture, we have seen about the hormones. Okay, what is the definition of the hormones, and what is its circulating system. Okay, yes, so we are going to see the different kinds of the glands. Okay, which produces the different kinds of the hormones. So first and very important is the hypothalamus, which is present in your brain. Okay, it actually controls the secretion of the all the hormones. Okay, by means of the anterior pituitary. So this hypothalamus, it contains the neurons which controls the release from the anterior pituitary. Okay, anterior pituitary gland, it is a gland which is just present in the brain just below the hypothalamus. In the figure you can see there are two parts of this pituitary gland, anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So basically there are 7 to 8 hormones which are released by means of the anterior pituitary gland, and the posterior pituitary actually not produced or release some hormones. There are only just two hormones which are related to the posterior pituitary, but 7 to 8 hormones which are related to the anterior pituitary. So there are the 7 hypothalamic hormones. Means what? Hypothalamus will release or will secrete the 7 different kinds of the hormones. These hormones will go and act onto the anterior pituitary, and then your anterior pituitary will release the 8 different kinds of the hormones. Okay, remember the thing, your hypothalamus will secrete the 7 hormone which will act on the anterior pituitary, and the anterior pituitary afterward releases the 8 type of the different hormones. Yes, so here the location of the hypothalamus and pituitary gland you can see. Yes, these both are the master endocrine glands since their hormones controls the another endocrine glands. Hypothalamus, it is a section of the brain which is above where the pituitary gland is suspended from the stalk, okay, which surrounds the third ventricle. Then the hypothalamus, it receives the input from the cortex, thalamus and the limbic system and the internal organ. Okay, so it receives the input from where? Cortex, thalamus, limbic system and your internal organs, means basically from the all parts of your body. So your hypothalamus, it controls the pituitary glands with the different releasing and the inhibiting hormones. So remember one thing, your hypothalamus releases the 7 different kinds of the hormones, and these hormones are either releasing hormones or the inhibiting hormone. For example, hypothalamus secrete the gonadotropin releasing hormone, or growth hormone releasing hormone, or growth hormone inhibiting hormone. Okay, like this. And it is a major integrating link between the nervous and the endocrine system. Okay, for example, the stimulus will come from either your internal body part or the cortex or the thymus or anything. Okay, yes, if the stimulus will come, then it senses by your hypothalamus, then your hypothalamus will release the hormones. And which type of the hormones will release by the hypothalamus? Either releasing hormone or inhibiting hormones. Okay, these hormones will go and binds to the receptors which are present on the pituitary glands, basically anterior pituitary glands. After binding to that pituitary gland, that gland will again produce some stimulating hormone, right? Yes, it goes for the stimulating hormone. Then that stimulating hormone will go and binds to the target cells wherever they are present in your body. When these hormones go and binds to your target cell, then your target cell will senses that stimulating hormone, and it will produce the another basic hormone, and that basic hormone will perform their function. So this is a totally integrated link. Okay, first of all hypothalamus, then pituitary to target cell, and then your target cell will produce the actual hormone. Yes, so your pituitary gland, anterior and posterior connected to the hypothalamus by means of the infundibulum, and anterior connected via the blood stream. So here you can see how many types of the hormones. Okay, hypothalamus, posterior and anterior pituitary, and then anterior pituitary will release the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Its target organ is the thyroid gland. Then anterior pituitary, how many you can measure here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary will release the 8 different kinds of the hormones. Okay, yes. So thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, which whose target organ is adrenal cortex. Then the growth hormone releasing hormone, okay, whose actual targets are bones and muscles. Then gonadotropin releasing hormone, whose actual targets are gonads, okay, like the ovaries and testes. And these are the FSH and LH, okay, follicle stimulating hormones, and the luteinizing hormones. Then the prolactin, okay, its target organ is mammary gland. Then the melanocyting stimulating hormones, MSH, its target organs is melanocytes. Then the oxytocin, okay, and its target organ is muscles or uterus. Then the ADH, antidiuretic hormones, you can call it as a vasopressin, okay, its functions is on the kidney. So these are the 8 different kinds of the hormones which are released by your anterior and the posterior pituitary. Yes, so flow of blood. So basically these are the endocrine hormones. So these hormones are produced and passing or circulating through the blood to your body. Yes, first of all we will go for the HGH or GH, human growth hormone. Okay, it is produced by the your anterior pituitary, and in your anterior pituitary there is a one cells like the somatotrop cells. This somatotrop cells produces this HGH and it releases it, okay, and due to that we can also call it as a somatostatin hormone, okay, growth hormone or somatostatin hormone, okay. So it will, this growth hormone will secrete and it will goes to their target cells like the liver, skeletal muscle, cartilage and the bone, and at that position they will responsible for the cell growth and the cell divisions, okay. Yes, so if there is a hyperproduction or the hypoproduction of this human growth hormone, then what happen? If there is a hypoproduction, means low production of this human growth hormone is happen, then it will leads to the disease called as the dwarfism, okay. And if there is a more production of this growth hormone, then what happen? There is a more growth of the bone and cartilage and muscles and height, so it leads to the disease called as the gignatism. Yes, the second hormone is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormones. So here also hypothalamus, it releases some protein like the TSH releasing hormone. This TSH releasing hormones goes and binds to the anterior pituitary. Then your anterior pituitary will release the TSH by means of the thyrotrop cells, okay. Then this THS, its target one is the thyroid, okay, thyroid cells or thyroid gland which is present in your neck, okay. Yes, so it will goes and binds to the thyroid gland, and then thyroid gland will stimulate and it will produce the two hormones T3 and the T4, okay, triiodothyroxine and iodothyroxine, I think so, okay, and its metabolic rate will be stimulated. Third one is the FSH, follicle stimulating hormones. So here the gonadotropin releasing hormones which are released from the hypothalamus, it will controls the gonadotrops, okay. Gonadotrops means your ovaries and testes, they will release the FSH, and FSH functions as the initiate the formation of follicle within your ovary. It stimulate the follicle cells to secrete the estrogen, stimulate the sperm productions in the testes. Next one is luteinizing hormones, Okay, here you can see directly hypothalamus release gonadotropin releasing hormones. It will act on the gonads directly. Okay, there is no role of anterior pituitary. So ovaries and testes, and it will okay, that gonadotrops will release FSH, and the functions of that FSH is based on their gonads. Okay, luteinizing hormones, same thing, gonadotropin releasing hormones from the hypothalamus stimulate the gonadotrop cells. Gonadotrop cells produce the LH. So in the females, LH stimulate the secretion of estrogen, ovulation of oocytes, secretion of the progesterone. In the male, it stimulates the interstitial cells to secrete the testosterone. Then next one is the prolactin, you can call it as a PRL. Your hypothalamus will regulate the synthesis of the PRH, means prolactin releasing hormones, from the lactotrop cells. These lactotrops will produce the prolactin. Then this prolactin causes the milk production under the particular conditions. Okay, like the crying sound of that baby, or the suckling action of that baby, that mother will produce the prolactin, this hormone, and the milk will be ejected. Okay, then ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. So this there is a corticotropin releasing hormone released by the hypothalamus. Okay, it will stimulate the corticotrop cells in the anterior pituitary. Then it will corticotrops you means your anterior pituitary will secrete ACTH and the MSH. This ACTH, it acts on the adrenal cortex and produce the glucocorticoid. This adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla, these two are the parts of your kidney. Okay, yes. And next, MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone, secreted by the same cell, corticotrop cells, and releasing hormones from the hypothalamus increase the release from the anterior pituitary, and functions is not actually known. Then by means of the posterior pituitary, two hormones are released, the ADH and the oxytocin. Okay, basically posterior pituitary does not synthesize any hormone, it just consists of the axon terminal. Okay, and their neurons will release the two neurotransmitter, ADH and the oxytocin. So ADH, it is also known as the vasopressin. Its target is kidney and function is reabsorptions of the water. And the oxytocin, its target is the smooth muscles of the uterus and the breast and the brain also. Okay, its functions is during the labor pain, during the delivery, and during the milk ejection. Next one, oxytocin. So there are the two target tissue, and both involved in the neuroendocrine reflexes, like during the delivery and after delivery. Okay, so oxytocin function during this delivery and after delivery. So during the delivery, when the baby heads is stretches the cervix, then this hormone is releases, enhances the contractions of the uterine muscles, and the baby will be delivered. And after delivery, due to the suckling actions and the hearing the baby's cry, it stimulates the milk ejection into that mother. Okay, so here you can see the baby drops lower in the uterus to the initiate the labor. Then your cervical will get stretched, it stimulates the release of oxytocin, it causes the contractions of uterine, then the baby will be delivered. Okay, yes. Next is ADH, antidiuretic hormone, also known as the vasopressin. Functions is the reabsorptions of the water. If the reabsorption of the water means decrease the production of urine, decrease the sweating, increases the BP. The next one is the pineal gland. Pineal gland, it is also present in your brain, and it's responsible to synthesis the one hormone, melatonin. This melatonin is responsible to regulate your sleep movement at the day and night. Okay, this gland is a small cone shaped gland which is found in the roof of the third ventricle of the brain, and these hormones to be secreted in a substantial amount. It is to be believed to coordinate the hormone of the fertility and to inhibit the reproductive system. so that sexual maturation is prevented from occurring before the adult body size can be reached. Okay, next one is your thyroid gland. So it is present in your next section. Yes, action of thyroid hormone T3 and the T4. T3 means triiodothyronine. Okay, tri means 3, triiodothyronine, and T4 means thyroxines. Okay, these two are the thyroid hormones which is responsible for increasing the metabolic rate, synthesis of the proteins, breakdowns of the fat, and uses of the glucose for the ATP productions. Another hormone is a calcitonin. Okay, calcitonin means ct, it is responsible for the building of the bones and stop the reabsorptions of the bone, means its function is just to lower the calcium level. Okay, calcitonin, it lowers the calcium level, and parathyroid hormone, it increases the calcium level. So goiter, it is a disease when there is a deficiency of hormones T3 and the T4, so that iodine will be not reabsorbs, and this your thyroid gland will be what we can say enlarge in their sides. Yes, so mechanism means your hypothalamus will release the thyroid releasing hormone, then this thyroid releasing hormone will act on your anterior pituitary, then your anterior pituitary will be then your anterior pituitary will releases the thyroid stimulating hormone. This thyroid stimulating hormone is act on the thyroid, and then your thyroid will grow to from the goiter, then that person will suffer from the diseases like the goiter when their thyroid gland will be enlarged. Okay, yes, and in that patient there is a decrease in the hormones of the T3 and the T4, means the triiodothyronine and the thyroxines. Okay, yes. Then the parathyroid gland, it is usually paired, which is very small. Okay, and its position is just behind or just posterior to that of the thyroid glands, and which is more superior of each pair, usually near the middle of the margins of the lobe. Okay, yes, so this is your parathyroid gland, which is present in a 4p size gland. Parathyroid hormones, which is responsible to increase the blood calcium levels, which increases the activity of the osteoclast. Okay, increases the reabsorptions of the calcium by the kidney and helps in the formation of the calcitriol. Calcitriol is actually the vitamin D, right? Yes, so regulation of calcium, blood calcium level, it is depend upon the productions of the two hormones, like the parathyroid hormones and the calcitonin by the thyroid gland. Yes, so if there is a hypo and hyperproduction, then it leads to the diseases like the hyperthyroidism and the hypothyroidism. Okay, and it leads also, if there is any diseases or is there any what we can say disorder during this production, then it leads to the thyroid cancer. Okay, yes. Okay, in the next lecture we will see about adrenal glands and the more hormones. Okay, thank you.